If I cannot fix it, then I accept it. But if I can fix it, which is like 80+% of the time, then I do something to fix it. Good morning, traders. I'm spending the day in a restaurant where I made the effort to order fried chicken, but one of the viewers here recommended to try fried chicken in Taiwan, so we'll try it out, see if it's good. This is really hot. So this tasted really good, and the chicken is like super tender, which is wonderful. I've had my dose of fried chicken for the next 3 years or so with all of this, but that's good. Well, we're trying it out. Now let's get to something more serious. So today I have a lot of work to catch up on. I was thinking of a perfect area to go work, and I think the best place is going to be near the downtown area where Taipei 101 is, and I think a lot of people walk there, so it's going to be a good environment for work. So let's get there right away. One cool thing to note is that they have Wi-Fi here in the subway, which is pretty cool. Waiting for the next train. And we made it to Taipei 101. Check this out. Now I need to find a place to work, and that's going to be the rest of the afternoon, I think. Let's go work. So this is my third spot in order to find good internet in a food court, but this one works really well. So I'm going to get some work done. Cool tour. Now let's get back to the apartment. So that was a pretty cool first day in Taipei. Now since I get a lot of comment about kind of habits and things that people can do on a daily basis, I've talked about that a lot in the past, but I think I want to switch this to what are the bad habits that people do in trading. Because if you fix the bad habits you have right now, you can improve very easily and very fast. Now even if you were to implement good habits, if the bad habits are still there, it's going to be very hard to succeed. So I want to share the top 3 or the 3 worst bad habits. Let's start with the first one. First bad habit. I see people doing this all the time. That is to not diligently work on creating your strategy if you don't have one. Not planning out the action you're going to take to come to the point where you have your strategy working and your edge right in the market. Like people tell me all the time they have no strategies and they have no edge, and they try to find an edge, or they try to find a strategy that's been backtested, but they don't put in the work on a daily basis to work on it and to come up with something. So if you don't have a plan on how you will work, like what time, what hours every day you will work to get to the end point, which is having your strategy, having your edge, you're missing out a whole lot of stuff. And some people, they just like to go with the flow. By that I mean like they just want to wait. Ooh, a cat. And they want to come to the point where they have everything working fine because they found a course or they found a mentor that's giving all to them. But that doesn't happen often. So you might as well plan things from the start, step by step, what you will do to get to the point where you want to be, and then execute on those steps. Alright, so planning is a big part of success, I believe. Now the second bad habit comes down to accepting the result you have in trading as the result, and accepting them and leaving them as is. Now this is kind of like, it's kind of good, because if you are always like angry because you have a bad result or fairly good result, it's not really gonna work. But you don't want to be in this stage where you see your results, you say, okay, that's like, I lost like 5% last month, 5% the month before, 5% before, so it's alright, those are the results. If you adopt this mentality, you're in a point where you're kind of a victim, and you're kind of there, and then everything happened to you, and then you don't improve. So you always want to take responsibility for if something bad happens, if the results are not as good as you expected, or not as close as you expected them to be, then do something to fix it. Like go research, I have to change the battery. But go ask other traders and research if your results are good or not good and how you can make them better. Like whenever something doesn't go as I expect, in whether it's going to be work or trading or whatever, I try to find why that happens and what's the cause of that and how can I fix it. If I cannot fix it, then I accept it, but if I can fix it, which is like 80+% of the time, then I do something to fix it, and that's how you see result, how you improve. If you just sit there and you say, oh well, like I woke up too late, I couldn't work, and that's the way it is, I'll do the same thing tomorrow, well, how do you expect to get better? It's not gonna happen for sure, because you don't put the things in place to become better, and that's really important. Now the third bad habit is to compare yourself to other people. And I've seen traders completely fail when they compare themselves to other people, simply because they see other people doing 30 or 40% per month or whatever stupid number they make, and then they want to replicate the same thing. So they're going to risk more, they're going to put more per trade. Or let's say you watch a video of a trader who's done a good trade, and you decide to place a trade based on his style, even if it's not your style, only because you think you can make money. And the reason of that, the cause of that whole thing, is because you compared yourself to that trader and you saw yourself against a trader, and then you want to make things better. And that's usually going to cause a lot of losing trade and a lot of bad trade that don't respect your plan, but you take them because you want to be at the stage where you want to be at, which is like successful, full of money. But you don't understand that people who reach that level did it by doing what they're supposed to do, not by doing what other people do, and that's really crucial. And at the same time, it just creates this kind of pressure on yourself that you have to perform. And if you don't perform, well, guess what? You're gonna feel bad, and you're gonna feel not enough, and that's usually a bad state of mind to be in whenever you want to trade. Now, I know a lot of people say kind of compare yourself only to you, but even there, I understand the principle, and you have to do things to become better. But you have to be careful with this, because not every single day you're gonna be better than the past day. And for days where you kind of go downhill a little bit, which happens, of course, you have to be careful, and you have to remind yourself that it's kind of okay to have a bad day sometimes, but you have to do something to become better. And as long as you improve over the long run and over like a few months and a few years, that's what counts. Not to become better and better and become always be climbing step every day, because you cannot climb step every day. You can only climb steps sometimes and move forward, and that's really important to understand as well. Hope that makes sense, and I thought based on my experience those were the 3 worst habits you can have in trading. Now comment below if you have any other idea, any other bad habit you've seen before, break traders or break yourself, or anything you've seen that you want to share. Comment below for sure. Give a like if you enjoyed the video today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow back in Taipei.